Lulu and Misfortune have a lot of damage. Amumu, not very strong. I would think that they're going to want to play defensively. They have the Caitlyn, or they have Nidalee to drop some traps. I would imagine that Falafel's going to want to sit back, play defensively, probably start Amumu on red as opposed to blue, because the level 1 for Team Tower Dive is potentially very strong. Nunu, his Blood Boil, can really just increase your damage. When everyone has really long cooldowns level 1 and all of the damage is auto-attack based, having that Blood Boil is just a huge benefit.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that Tower Dive is going to come for an invade here, and like you see, they are coming right off the bat down here, and we'll see if Misfortune can actually spot anyone on their way down. She's actually going to be running to the bush. She could be walking right into the team, but backs off at the last second.
Got the vision. Quick Alpha Strike from Yi. Shaves out about
Wow, that was
health.
close.
That was just the right timing just to see Nocturne coming in from the jungle. A few seconds later, that could have been very disastrous, but it still may be in a bad spot. Q from Nocturne will be getting onto Amumu as he waddles away, and right now, Falafel knows that their blue is just not safe right now.
Yeah, and Misfortune tried to make her way down into this bush because usually Misfortune's fast enough. She has that movement speed advantage that she is able to take that bush first, and it's really important to get out of the base very quickly. Sometimes, you know, that can turn against you, but she was just a little bit slower at getting out of the base than Tower Dive was. They were very coordinated at moving very quickly, and now they back off. So their cover is blown. You know, Falafel knows that they were trying for that invade, and they know that they've actually wasted a decent amount of mana on Nocturne. He's been able to get back most of it, but they don't want to force any fights now that Falafel knows, and that could turn against them. But they do have it warded, so they could go in for a late steal potentially after this race.
And now if you ever hop into a game too, and the rest of your team is yelling at you, why aren't you here? Why haven't you bought? You need to get with us.
Oh,
blah,
they're
blah,
going
blah.
back in.
Now you know why. Wards will catch out the rest of the team though. Valkyrie going to be taking some quick shots, but right now, though, Falafel still knows it's very unsafe. There's a 4-man invade. Aurelia's going to the top lane. So full 4v4 potential here. And this is very unorthodox from Tower Dive. They are still looking to secure this blue very late. But remember, this is putting Amumu behind even further.
Well, and it was a very safe play from Falafel to not start Amumu immediately, because they probably wouldn't have had enough time to take it, and Amumu would have taken a lot of damage for a potential steal. And here you see Tower Dive doesn't want to let him have it. There's the Q in, and actually Amumu gets his own blue.
Good.
That is just brutal. So hard invade, and they're not able to steal it. So that is a really great play from Volt Ninja, and he's put himself in a great advantage here.
Yep. So with that one smite, Amumu now takes the lead over Nocturne with just one smite, and it's done. And now Tower Dive, all of their work has been for nothing. Now that Amumu secures on blue, he's going to go over to the race, grab the red, while Nocturne has a long way to go now just to catch up.
Yeah, and Nocturne has the jungling speed that it's not going to be a concern. He's going to catch up quickly, but Amumu is ahead. So, you know, they have to be concerned that Amumu is going to be able to get off a gank before Nocturne is. Top lane, Nidalee doesn't have any ganking potential, so Amumu's not going to be able to help there, but he could set himself up where he sits here and protects Nidalee for the counter gank. So that's definitely something that they can work on, and then they can turn around and kill Nocturne if he comes up. But already, you see, despite Caitlyn and Nunu being really strong, the harass from Lulu and Misfortune is just brutal, and they are just slowly wearing down Atlanta in this bottom lane.
There are no potions left. Atlanta's used all 3 of them, so any damage from here on out is going to be sticking rather hard. But Atlanta's sticking out in the bush. He still wants to farm, trying to see how long he can actually stay in this lane. And Phantom Ward, every time that Alpha Strike is up, he's going to use it for free damage on to Valkyrin.
Yeah, and Valkyrin's going to win this lane early on because of the lack of mana pool. So Katarina can exchange damage a lot more easily than Master Yi can. But once Master Yi gets blue buff and gets a little bit larger mana pool, he's going to be able to meditate, and that's going to win him that lane. Valkyrin trying to get up and be aggressive, but Zevs is right there at the right time and is able to force him back. So Valkyrin forced a Shimpo, no harm done. But you see, the meditate's very effective, very early on. Meditate just heals you so well, and that's how Master Yi wins lanes. He just constantly spams Q and then just meditates, and all of the damage you dealt to him is completely washed away.
Yeah, I'm not even sure why Valkyrin went in for the Shunpo just to try to get some extra damage. You just don't. The only thing you should be doing to a meditating Yi is try and stun CC him otherwise. But Katarina's got nothing right now. Atlanta going very low, below 200 here in the bot lane as Lulu and Misfortune continue to push. They're just exerting their aggression here. They're zoned out completely. Meanwhile, here in the top river, quick fear onto Katarina, allowing Phantom Ward another Alpha Strike in. Will Volton just stick around? It does not seem to be, as he returns back to the jungle. He needs to finish up those small golems.
Yeah, and it's actually interesting to see. I thought the mana pool would be a little bit too light for Phantom Lord, but with just a Doran's, he's able to just constantly sustain, pull back on the meditate. The reason that Valkyrin's really shimpoing in when he's meditating is because he can threaten that ignite, so they have to watch out there. You know, he maybe can force the meditate and get some extra damage in, but you're right, the magic-resistant armor that he gets while meditating is just absolutely huge, but Virus and Dragon are just oppressive down in this bottom lane. They're really destroying him here.
Yep. Valkyrie also still taking damage on every single Alpha Strike. And how are we doing on the potions now? This is the last potion that Valkyrie's got. So any more damage from here, he's going to need to return to base and heal it up. And look at that. That is a lot of damage for a Yeet to have very early on. And
Phantom Lord's actually won this exchange. He's finally out of mana. He's going to still have another Alpha Strike in him. But you see, he just slowly wore him down. And the mana regen that he had was insane. So... you know, that's what that 9 in utility really helps with. So that's been very effective for him so far. And despite all of the health potions, he's at an advantage, and he skipped his health potions too. So he's at a gold advantage as well. They're farming fairly evenly. You see that Yee's at 30 to 35. Oh, he's going to go down. The ignite's going to be too much.
Oh, got too anxious. He thought he had something there, but by the way, Katarina's now 6. She has that ult thingy of hers, and that's what it does. It hurts quite a bit.
Yeah, so really nice play from Katarina. And that's the concern. He can sit back and meditate, but Valkyrie just keeps on shooting onto him until he knows he has enough damage. Once he had the ult along with the ignite, it was just too much. He was able to take him down, and Yi didn't have a way, you know, to get away, to stop or mitigate that damage. So they do back off, and that's definitely going to be nice to get Katarina those early kills. Nice wards from Meta Bear. He's going to be safe down in this bottom lane. And we'll see if they can start to turn this lane around, because so far, Virus and Dragon have been in control.
Yeah, you look at the creeps. The creeps are definitely swinging into MF's favor, a +10 so far. And that does translate to items. That's a Doran's Blade pickup as opposed to the boots. But MF, though, you have a little bit of extra movement speed from the passive. You can afford to take a little bit extra damage in that kit early on.
And you look at the items, when you compare the items, they're very even in gold right now. Miss Fortune has an 11 CS advantage, so she is winning so far. But it's a Doran's and the Vamp Scepter compared with just a Vamp Scepter. Yeah. So Miss Fortune is going to continue to easily win those exchanges just because she has significantly more damage as well as a lot of health.
Nice.
The quick flash from Aurelia to get away from that spear. So that could be kind of dangerous in the bottom lane. And then you look around the map, that early kill for Katarina allowed her to get a fast Haunting Guise, and that is going to be brutal in these early fights.
Yep. Real quick about the top lane, too. Just seeing that damage output from Dr. Trevor, I could see TowerDiveTV having a similar problem here they did game number 1, just the unrelenting split push, but we'll see what happens later on. Volt Ninja with the bandage toss. Nocturne shields it, will not be stunned, but still in a fair amount of trouble. Amumu is not 6 yet. If he was, this could actually get very ugly very quick.
Yeah, and you see they're going for the red steel. Nocturne trying to take it with his Q, but can't grab it. Miss Fortune has it, so I don't know if they want to force a fight here.
Volt Ninja 6 decides to use the ultimate, and there is MF, so perfectly timed. Double kill following the bullet time. Another third being grabbed up by Katarina, so that is a 3.
Oh, triple kill.
Oh, triple kill. Can he get it? Valkyrie just one more something. Anything damage? No, the ultimate. Had to use it. That is a 4 for 1.
Man, that is brutal. And it's very surprising that they decided to force that fight because they knew they were at a disadvantage bot and mid, and it's against massive AoE champions.
Yeah.
So it's like everything is going against them, and they decided to force the fight anyway just because they kind of, it seemed like they were a little bit low.
It seemed like the thing to do.
Instantly it turned around. If they were maybe able to get one kill and get a reset on Yi, then maybe something would work. And I think that was their thought. They saw, you know, Amumu at low health, and they were like, oh, you know, presence.
Amumu at low health
it wasn't
and
enough.
not 6. But he became 6, and that ult really helped
Oh
turn things
my God,
around.
is he going to get away? Phantom Lord should be able to chase him down here.
There is the bandage trust to keep Phantom Lord still, but it's just a matter of time till Alpha Strike comes back up. But here's Dr. Trevor with the heal. Actually tops him off. Phantom Lord just waiting for another one. No! The cooldown just was not there. Did not happen. Valkyrie on the tail end of the Q, and a bouncy blade goes down. And the fear inside the brush. Dr. Trevor in trouble, flashes into another bush, goes back into Cougar form, and will be leaping away. Wow.
So they did get a kill into Katarina, but really all that does is to reset the gold. So they get the kill streak there, but You know, it was surprising that Mumu was able to get away, but it goes back. So back to that previous fight. They engage at a disadvantage against a massive AoE team, and all of a sudden give up 4 kills to Misfortune Katarina.
Yeah.
That just puts them way behind in this game.
2K.
And we mentioned earlier, you can't let up early kills against Katarina. Early mistakes end the game against Katarina. And the same thing's true of Misfortune, and that's exactly what they've had. So now, instead of a Vamp Scepter and a Doran's disadvantage, they have a BF Sword disadvantage against Misfortune.
No boots.
And it doesn't matter how much of a slow Nunu's going to have, because Misfortune can just walk up, one single auto attack, Q, and then back away, and have taken half of Atlanta's health.
Yeah, you walk up with the speed buff from Lulu and the shield together. It's just like you cannot win in trades against MF right now. It's just near impossible. And the dominance in this lane is just such in the favor of Falafel. Atlanta has no choice. He has to go back and grab the small golems whenever he can, because he knows he's being so far zoned out. And just look at that damage. Phantom Ward on the tail end of an ult from Katarina here, and top lane, Dr. Trevor now on the receiving end of huge blades, and Volt Ninja going for a very aggressive
does have the
invade.
ultimate.
He
Once
does
the
have
shield's
the
down,
ult, waiting for it. There is the ult. Zez, will he go down here? One more attack, and that is a quick kill. Mumu just did that all on his own. Good job.
And now they're going to be able to easily steal this blue, and that's what an early advantage does for you. It allows you to just oppress your enemies, and they're just completely destroying them right now.
Wow.
So they're going to be able to push bot. They still have a lot of pressure bot. Caitlyn goes with the Berserker Greaves. So the movement speed advantage, it's going to be very significant. She can avoid some of the harass from Lulu, but damage for damage, she is going to pale extremely in comparison with Misfortune.
Yeah.
She just has nowhere near the same damage output, which means that she's still going to lose trades, and Misfortune can confidently walk up and take that tower if she wants to, but she lets it stay because she knows they can back off safely here and then continue to win this lane.
Now, this is something we've seen on a few ADs in the past. Would it even be within the realm of possibility for Caitlyn to even get the Ninja Tabby just to try and resist some of this huge attack damage coming in?
Caitlyn?
Caitlyn.
Yeah, no, that's a possibility, but the issue is after the laning phase, it's completely throwing her off her build. Buying that Ninja Tabby, usually you see it on like an Ezreal, who's looking to be extremely aggressive. You don't get Ninja Tabby when you're losing the lane. You get it when you're trying to win harass exchange, and that's not a possibility with Ninja Tabby. And now it's not a possibility with Volt Ninja coming in. His ult isn't up, but they still have to watch out for the damage here.
It's still plenty of damage, and also the bandage toss, if it ever lands, Atlanta would be
a single attack and a Q. Look at how much
dead.
Damage that did to Nunu.
Wow, half. He's at half right now. And Mumu, they see him actually going back over to the mid, but that is a flash and the Ignite cleanse to keep all the damage from the Ignite off. Atlanta lives with just barely under 100.
That was actually a really impressive flash. I mean, he's still losing the lane, so it was an impressive not losing effort, but he actually flashed to the edge of the ult as opposed to away from it where he would have died. Atlanta is going to be able to 1v1 Lulu actually as Nocturne comes in for Misfortune.
Wow.
So really impressive play. That actually works out very effectively.
That worked out really well. Yeah, considering the situation worked out really well, but the Mumu is still around, forcing the flash out from
Well, he
Nunu.
can 3v1 them here. He's strong enough.
He could, and the ultimate is also almost back up if he can just kill a little bit of time. But no, Nunu, he's still there in the bush. If only the bandage toss were back up, just a blind toss, that would have been great.
Yeah, so you see, Tower Dive's actually coming back a little bit. It's not, this game isn't over right now. Phantom Lord, he's farming in the mid, not quite as effectively as Katarina, but he has some opportunities.
Yep.
And, Nidalee is doing her best to hold top, but across the board, there are advantages. Every single lane, there are advantages for Falafel. Top lane, turrets down. Dr. Trevor, he's going for that HP build. Whereas, once again, Uruk Mizuno is actually going for that same Blade of the Ruin King build, which is going to give him a lot of damage in lane, gives him a little bit of sustain, but it means he's not very tanky early on, and it didn't really work out from the last game. So we'll see how it works here, but I have to imagine Nidalee with Warmogs is easily going to abuse Aurelia.
Yeah, look at all that damage. Plus the Ignite, you have no tower to go to, and that's a dead Aurelia and a dragon to boot for Falafel, skyrocketing the gold lead even further to now more than 4K. And this is a Master Yi isolated, ult going down. More slows, meditate just barely, just to get enough health just so you can run away. Wow.
They actually could have killed him if they wanted to, or if we realized that they had enough damage, but they back off. It was the safe play. Caitlyn and Nunu are pushing bot some, so Misfortune has plenty of farm to catch up on and continue building on her lead. But Atlanta and Matabear, they're trying to get some quick damage. They don't know what's coming in behind them because they didn't have wards in the river, and this is going to be brutal because there's almost no hope of them getting out of here.
There is plenty of huge damage onto Atlanta, down to 2/3 already, making it rain, keeping the slow. That's over the wall, but finds a Katarina. How unfortunate. I'm sure he was not ready for that.
And Misfortune trying to come in, trying to see if she can grab Nunu. Just not enough, and she uses the ultimate. Trying to cancel off the teleport, but can't quite do it. Dr. Trevor dueling 3v1 in the mid lane, and then backs off easily. So he doesn't have a lot of mana left, but Nidalee's just too fast. He can force those fights, force that attention, and then get out of there.
And Dr. Trevor is going to have his work cut out for him in the late game, too. He's going to be a split-pushing monster because he knows he can get away from any single one of these members of TowerDiveTV because just the CC is not there. Pounce will be too strong very shortly.
Oh, Uzak Mazzino jumping back in, gets the stun onto Nidalee. Valkyrin going down pretty quickly, but turns it around with the ultimate. Lulu just barely keeping him alive. Valkyrin actually got out of there. Phantom Lord goes down to the flash from Volt Ninja, and then the exhaust trying to take down Dr. Trevor, but Nidalee's too tanky. The snowball finally grabs him, and now Virus coming in from the side. One more bandage toss, triple kill for the Mumu, and he is 4-0-4 right now, so he is incredibly strong. That Spirit of the Ancient Golem, and now going for Warmogs, and that is just really difficult to deal with. They tried going after Katarina, and Lulu just kept her alive barely long enough to get out of there.
That was a beautiful Lulu ult, and Katarina just had all the tools to get away. Shun Poke Flash, clear to distance. I don't care how skilled of a master you are, no Alpha Strike can reach that far once you've cleared that amount of distance. Very well done by Falafel.
Now you see Atlanta and Matabear sitting in the mid, but don't even get any damage onto a Mumu. And even though Caitlyn is a very safe AD carry, not at this point in the game when you don't have enough damage. They're just way too tanky for her to deal with. The attack speed slow that you get from the passive on Randuin's in particular is going to make it very difficult for Caitlyn to kill either a Mumu or Nidalee. But we'll kind of see what happens. Usually it's that 5-item Caitlyn. Once Caitlyn gets deep into her build that you start to fear, or also early in the game, but that mid-game can be pretty difficult, and particularly when you're this far behind.
Yep. And also, this is an incomplete Bloodthirster versus a completed one, a full one, and a Brutalizer to boot. That's going to be Brutalizer, building into the Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver on MF with that ultimate, shredding armor all day, every day. And on a team that's, again, not building defensive. They're building all offensive items for the second game in a row.
Yeah, it's really going to be difficult for them. I mean, they're not tanky enough. And they have a team that's very good at building separation. So Nunu can build that separation. He can, shut down any advances from Falafel, but it won't matter when they're able to insta-kill Nunu. And that's the concern right now. Aurelia is generally a really tanky champion, and she'll be able to get some separation for Caitlyn, but they just have so much damage that they can take her down very quickly. And now we see that Blade of the Rune King gets actually a couple of attacks, does some decent damage to Nidalee, but Nidalee does win that exchange, up front.
Yes, she does. MF now bot lane, the rest of the team in mid. Phantom Lord looking to assist, but chasing Nidalee is a very difficult thing to do, and that is a Randuin's Omen actually used also, just to keep everyone at bay. He's like, well, I got to slow also. By the way, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, she does use that slow to get out of there. Now you see Virus pushing down bottom. Nocturne's kind of eyeing her a little bit. She looks kind of tasty to him right now, but recognizes that he's not going to be able to win that matchup 1v1. But in the meantime, the rest of the team, they keep on switching back to the mid. So Caitlyn and Nunu head down bottom to try and force back Misfortune, but that's going to result in a mid turret. And then Katarina forcing off the rest of the team. So they just keep on zoning them, keep on forcing them away from the turret. They're doing a really effective job of pulling TowerDiveTV's attention away from this mid turret, and then keep on coming in when that wave comes up and get some free damage.
And Dr. Trevor doing a great job in the top lane. One of these towers is going down soon, and it will be the mid. Tier 2 now falls. And as the pressure now begins to build onto Tier 3, you see everyone from Falafel now coming up from behind onto this Aurelia. Will they get there in time? Choose not to engage on it. The pushback is enough for them. And they have a great alleyway here, too. If they can trap everyone from Tower Dive into that one corridor, a Mumu ult is up. That is a huge concern for Tower Dive right now. All of the ultimates are actually up. And we've seen what the ult synergy can do before. If you've ever been solo queue against an Amumu and an MF, you know the pain. You know what's going to come next.
Well, and they're tanky enough that they could probably tower dive TV, but we'll see. They'll probably back off. They know they have such an advantage. Falafel doesn't have to do anything risky right now. As long as they just slowly keep up the pushing pressure, then they're going to be able to win these exchanges. And that's one of those benefits of Nidalee, having that split push when you're ahead.
Nocturne ult is up, going straight for Misfortune, manages to follow the flash, and Katarina, the first one to go down in this fight, and MF2, the main sources of damage for Falafel are now gone. The Amumu ult blown. Can they make anything of this? The remaining members of Tower Dive are extremely low, and if Nidalee can catch up on any of those, that would be a miracle, but Volt Ninja keeping the Nocturne busy. One more tantrum will do it, and yes, one kill at the very least to make the best of a bad situation, and Master Yi, Phantom Lord off on the side, running away from his base just to clear the distance.
Well, and you saw there was really effective teamfight positioning by TowerDiveTV, much like in the last game.
Yeah.
It was a 3v5 though, so that's the thing to keep in mind. Despite the fact that they were able to win that fight and that it was, you know, nice positioning on their part to avoid the Amumu ult and get a lot of damage on the Misfortune, it was a 3v5 and they barely won it. You might even say they lost it. Because of the turret,
because of the tower going down.
Because of the tower going down, they did lose that, but that's just rough. And when it's a 4v5, Falafel's still at such a position that they're going to be able to win. And because they can win 4v5s against Tower Dive, that means that Nidalee doesn't have to group with the team. She can split off to the side and just slowly push down, and then, you know, group at the end of fights and try and pick up those last couple of kills, which is always what Nidalee's good at. I think I saw a quote at one point where Hotshot had said, you know, the best thing about, or the most important thing about Nidalee in fights is sometimes you just have to let your teammates die and then come in at the very end and take all the glory.
For a second there, I thought you were going to do like a Winnie the Pooh thing. The best thing about Nidalee is I'm the only one.
Yeah. I'd buy it.
I would too. Someone, Riot, t-shirt, make it happen.
Hotshot Tigger.
Hotshot Tigger. Oh god, I think I made like a Price is Right logo once. Just I had him in the Price is Right logo. It's like the Price is Real. That was a long time ago. I think it's somewhere in my Twitter archive. I don't know. With the dragon now being down, the goal lead for Falafel widens even further. 7,500 gold in the lead now on the 23rd minute. Wards going down over by the Baron pit. They're eyeballing it for sure. They know they're in a dominant position. Do they have vision on that blue? That'd be nice to get another blue steal for this game. Did he secure it? I don't think he did. No, Phantom Lord did get it. He did get it.
So miss smite from Volt Ninja, Phantom Lord's able to get it, and it uses the ult. So that's actually a really nice opportunity for Tower Dive. I mean, despite the fact that they're really far down, if they can bait out the ultimates for Falafel, that could really set them behind in team fights, since so much of their damage is based on the Misfortune and Amumu ult. But it's still going to be difficult. Even with that ultimate down, Amumu's still a really tanky body up front, and it's still going to be difficult for them to put any pressure on Misfortune.
I'm also noticing too, look at Lulu, bulwark and boots, that's it. No GP10s, no, actually out of wards, no sight stone, no anything. Just pure, straight, I need to help protect my team, which at this point in the game is fantastic because you're so far ahead. But in the event that Tower Dive does turn this around, that's a lot of income gone, but we'll get Nocturne getting caught out here, plenty of damage, and the Ignite ticking. That is indeed Nocturne caught out by Falafel. The MF Bolt finishing the job. Plenty of minion support here in the mid. They're going to continue to push.
Well, with that one kill, they should be able to get 2 inhibitor turrets off of this. Nidalee's pushing up in the top, and they're pushing down mid, and this could very quickly turn against them with the Amumu bandage toss.
Amumu ult is down, but he can still CC, and Dr. Trevor off on the side. Can he finish Aurelia? Yes, 1 pounce will do it. Exhaust keeps her still, but that's a very beastly heal. But Katarina with the ultimate recognizes Nunu standing still for that ultimate, and comes in, swoops the double. Mid-tier 3 now down, but here comes Phantom Lord. Meditate my ass. That's not going to get you out of that one. No wishful thinking will help you there. And that is pure domination from Falafel. They take down the mid inhib. Nocturne just popped up just to see the ace message, but the base is already in shambles.
They have enough time. This should be GG. Virus is taking some damage here. They're going to get pretty low from this Nexus, but there's still 5 seconds left before the rest of the team comes down. Just a couple of seconds, and that is GG. Falafel Gaming is going to be able to take down TowerDiveTV. Nocturne coming in at the last second ditch effort, but not able to do it. Falafel Gaming with a really impressive game, and honestly, that game snowballed quickly. It was the one bad fight at Dragon by TowerDiveTV, the quick AoE, and then all those kills onto Katarina and Misfortune just absolutely destroyed them.
And on paper, the members of TowerDiveTV, you've got Phantom Ward, you've got Atlanta, guys that have been around for a while. On paper, it would have seemed that they would not be the last place in this group, but here we are.
Yeah, so they are out of the qualifier. We will like to see them again in the future. There are a lot of cool guys that have been around the scene for a long time.
Yep.
Atlanta has helped build the scene. He's one of those, original members. He was back in beta and just been so involved. So it will be cool to see him, continue to be a part of the scene, and hopefully he can find some success in the amateur scene. But we'll see what's going on. Falafel Gaming, really impressive win, and they will continue on. They do need to win the next match, though. If they win the next game, then they will be in to the brackets, the actual double elimination brackets. But if they lose, then they are going to be out.
Good luck to Falafel, and that is going to do it for us here on this stream. Remember, wellplayed.org/CPS to watch the rest of the matches. Good luck to everyone else. And remember, Group D is going on tomorrow, and we will be seeing the conclusion and find out the first qualifying team for IPL 6 before the week is out.
And I just realized, I think I have the format wrong. Is no one getting out in the group stage? They go into the losers bracket?
No, it's the top two.
It is just top two?
The top two, just the top two.
So just the top two.
It's pretty brutal.
We'll see where they go. Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, like he said, tickets, and you can get those. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.